Hello and welcome back everybody to Split Heart. So, we could go to the forest to Shurik and Electronic. We could go to the bus stop to, I don't really know. Maybe Genia, or maybe this is like being alone and trying to escape, I don't know. We could go to the beach, where Miku is. We could go to the football field, where Uliana is, and probably Lena as well, I guess. Even though it would make more sense to go to the badminton field directly. But, I mean, there has to be a Lena option. Like, there has to be. Why should she talk to us then, if not? But, of course, you people know me. Or maybe you don't, but you know me now. Of course, since there's no obvious way, I still feel kind of shitty. Like Lena was so sad. And she didn't even, she had not enough confidence to even ask. And then, I feel kind of bad for not going play badminton with her. But, I'll forget about that right now. I'll just go to Slavia. Bam! There you go. A strange thought came to my mind. Acting like a pioneer. One of the pioneer's attributes is helping the others. I would have liked to help Slavia. She was kind to me all the time, and she helped me getting the signatures. I'd like to repay her somehow, and I thought this was the first step to do it. Oh yeah, walking. I reached the square slowly. Slavia heard... Sorry, that was my mouse. Slavia heard my footsteps, so she turned to me. There was an extra broom near the statue, so I took it. The area was so silent, and no one was around us. Genda was the only eyewitness what we did. Ooh, how romantic. Only Genda was seeing what we do. I was getting bored of the silence, so I started to speak. Do you enjoy it to be here? Of course, it's not a question. Her eyes sparkled, and she was proud of herself. Well, I think I'm an outsider. I'm not a true pioneer. I don't know why I'm here. Slavia became serious. Enough of this talk. You're here, so you're a pioneer. In the end, you will be a good one, I promise. Oh, she took my hands, she looked me in the eyes, and she smiled confidently. I promise that you will be one of us. One of us. One of us. I didn't know how to react. In this case, I kinda can understand. I was lost in her eyes, like I was falling eternally. Now let's go back and continue the job. Yes, miss! She blushed. She didn't expect this, although this wasn't the first time. A half an hour later, we finished the task. I took the broom to the statue, and I sat on a bench. I looked around, but we were the only people there. Soon Slavia sat on the same bench, and she had an idea. To rest our body for a short time, let's do something else. How about we go to the banya? I know... Sorry, I'm still not over Gollum's grandpa. I mean, as I was told in the comments, he's out of a Slavic tale, like a dude who is at bathhouses and rubs your back, but I'm still not really over that. So sorry, so much silliness. I had no idea what she was talking about, but I was prepared for everything. Do you know any card games? Have you ever played Durak? I have, but I actually forgot how. True story. It's like, but to be fair, the last time I played Durak was probably 4 years ago. So I guess I'm excused. No one taught me something like that before, but I'm interested in it. A Russian person who doesn't know Durak lies. Even all the Russians I know in Germany, like, half German, half Russian or something like that, or they came from Russia and live here. I don't know, stuff like that. And all these people I know, they play Durak. Not that I know that many, though. Maybe there are Russian people who don't know Durak, I don't know. But it's strange, it's like a German who has never played Mau Mau. Okay, you probably don't know what Mau Mau is, but it's so unlikely. Good. Well, it's not hard to learn. During the next half an hour, she taught me the rules. Then we played many matches. This was oh, that's him. My bad. This was fun. I don't know how to thank everything you did for me. She was happy that she was helpful. It's my duty, but I would have done them. But I wouldn't have done them for you anyway. I cast down my eyes because I was so embarrassed. No one was so helpful and kind with me before, so I didn't know what to do. What's wrong? Did I hurt you? No, nothing like that. I'm just touched. I'll be better. She took my hand and she touched her neck with it. Okay. They are all the people here are a little bit like, as mentioned, I like how the characters are portrayed, but they are a little bit touchy. Gotta say. I was confused what she wanted to do with me. I took my hand away quickly and I stood up. She understood that. Well, there's not much to misunderstand there, I guess. I mean, as mentioned, they are a bit touchy. But on the other hand, like, there's a girl you kinda like. I guess, I mean, I don't know Semyon's feeling. But I mean, as always, I'm doing everything for the sake that Semyon gets together with Slavia. So he has to like her because I want him to. And, you know, so there's a girl you kinda like. And she takes your hand, lays your hand on her neck, and then you put it away. That's like, you're doomed. You're doomed forever, man. She will not come another time for you. That's not how it works. We will meet soon. Good thing Slavia is such a nice girl that she will probably give Semyon another chance to touch her. I left her alone slowly. I watched the ground. But one thing was in my mind. What had happened with me many minutes before? Many minutes? Oh, so I have to do all the stuff, I guess. Or maybe if I go to Shurik and Electronic, they said they leave at a certain point of time. So maybe if I go to them, I'll spend the whole day with them. So, Miku or Ulyana, or Uncertainty. Not those both, guys. It's like kind of boring, I guess. In the end of the day, this game is still a dating sim. So, I guess I'll go to Ulyana and compadres. Ah, okay. Either Lena or Ulyana. Well, then I go to Lena. Sorry, Ulyana, but that's, you know, what you need to do. Question. Did I push the wrong button again? Wait a minute. Let me go backwards. No, Slavia talk? No, we just started at the canteen at random. Well, okay. Little minor flaw. Maybe he went to the canteen and he was hungry. Oh, the first meeting, the first impressions. Harmless, shy, and sensitivity. I didn't know what to do because I had to be careful. A badly made action could have ruined everything. I was frustrated, but she was like a clam, my bad, or a walnut. She was waiting for breaking her shell to find the valuable core. Or at least I thought that she was waiting for that. Yeah, go, find the yandere core in her. I was told in the comments that Lena actually wasn't supposed to be yandere, or at least the writer said that Lena was not supposed to be yandere. So yandere is like a crazy anime girl that, you know, knifes everybody who touches her senpai or something like that. You know that kind of stuff. If you don't, just Google yandere. And, yeah. I don't really believe that. Like, how can she not be? She had a knife with her at the Julia scene. She punched Alisa. She killed herself. Like, she was crazy in the Genia DLC. Like, what? How can... And she was the antagonist in the Miku story, right? So, I mean, everything hints that Lena is totally crazy. Like, what even? I don't know. I walked to the courses to find her. As I expected, she was practicing. Alone. It was sad to think that she would have liked to play with someone else, but she didn't have the chance to do it. I approached her slowly, not to interrupt the activity. As I saw, she was able to exclude the outside world to focus on. When she stopped it, I touched her shoulder, and she trilled by it. Trilled? Is that a word? What are you doing here? I felt sorry for you at the canteen. What kind of insensitive asshole are you? Hey, you look like, I don't know, you look like a sad person, and I thought someone has to be with you, even though it's a bother, but yeah, I felt sorry for you. Jesus. Asshole. And I thought you would be alone here. Wow! It gets worse and worse. He's even like worse than the Semyon and the Ulyana round. And that Semyon was pretty bad, I gotta say that. I've come here to join, if you don't mind. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Seriously. It was too late. When she finished her sentence, I had already took a racket. I had taken my place, and I had been ready to play. She couldn't do anything else, so she accepted it. To be honest, it wasn't a tiring game, but I loved it. I saw the spirit and the eagerness on her face, and in her moves. She took the game seriously. After a long match, we took a break. I went to her to ask, "Did you regret my coming?" She was embarrassed. Her words got stuck in her throat. I didn't expect that someone would do something for me. Why? Lena wasn't able to answer it. Therefore, she watched the ground instead. Did I say something wrong? No, it's not about you. If you want me to go away, just say it. I don't want it. Please stay with me. I felt that she liked me, but she was too shy to say anything. What do you like to do? Do you have any hobbies or other leisure activities? Well, I often read books. What was the last thing you read? It was a story about a medieval couple. The girl was kidnapped, and the boy had to beat many difficulties to see her again. Unfortunately, the girl was stabbed in front of his eyes at the end, and she bleeded out in his arms, in the arms of her lover. The boy felt that he had failed, so he committed suicide. So, every story ever since Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet, huh? This is pretty dark, don't you think? No, that's basically every tragedy ever. Oh wait, oh god! And that's also how the Lena route ended, the bad ending. Oh Jesus, I totally forgot. Like I really totally forgot. It wasn't in medieval times though, but that's also how their route ended, so I guess it's kind of a reference here. This is, yeah. I like tragic love stories. They are better than the cliched ones. And they seem more realistic. Not always. Like, also, realistic stuff can be cliched too. Of course it can. And also, it's pretty clear the tragic love story, it's around since the ancient Greek days. Don't you know Oedipus? Or I don't know how you say that in English. Oedipus? I don't know. The Greek legend of the guy who fell in love with his mother when he didn't know that she was his mother, and so on and so on. It's like, it's there since the ancient Greek days. Tragic love stories that end badly. Love and failure. That's interesting. I have to ask two things, but I don't know what her reactions will be. If my conjecture is right, you like Romeo and Juliet from Shakespeare. Am I right? It's true, but the whole procedure was a bit too long for me. I don't feel that it would have been too long for Lena, but okay. I have to ask something else. Do you like this kind of stories because you're disappointed? Does something hurt you inside? That's totally normal to ask. She didn't want to answer it. I had gone too far. Obviously. I'm sorry if I hurt you with my last words. I'd better go. Yes, I think that too. I felt that I had committed a sin when I talked about her feelings. Like an idiot who doesn't know how to find the correct way out of a maze. True that, you're an idiot. I was too direct, and I guess she thinks that I'm senseless. Well, at least this was a rather realistic reaction. So, I really had the chance to do two things. Cool. So I guess I got some plus points for Lena and for Slavia. So good thing. I like that. I couldn't say that it had been a boring morning at all. It was taking deep breaths to feel that I was alive. No, it didn't mean that I was dying, but a big amount of moving after lots of months in a hole, which was called home, was a big break in my lifestyle. I was tired and powerful at once. It was a paradox, wasn't it? Nah, I know that feeling. You usually, when you're like having vacation or something, and you come back to work, you often feel like that. At least I think so. I thought I had fulfilled the camp's leader's request, and proudness of myself filled my chest. The self-confidence and the whim, which had been lost for a long time, found their way to be free. and I was so motivated that I thought I could do anything. Of course, it was just an illusion, but everyone had a moment in his life when the mind could have been able to conquer the world. If there's something that I've learned during that time, don't underestimate the power of hope. It can hurt a lot, but it can give the change too. I didn't know what the time was, and I had nothing to do. I took a look at the square. Maybe I would find anyone there. Ah, it's Olga, huh? And she looks concerned. I was right, but what I found was out of my expectations. Olga was sitting on a bench with a sheet in her hand. Her face was covered with anxiety, and she didn't notice me, although I didn't sneak around her. When I was close to her, she looked up to me. She tried to cheer herself up to hide her previous look. Hello, Semyon. Do you enjoy this day? I guess so, yes. I feel like I've changed totally. She was surprised hearing my statement. How do you mean that? It's nothing special. I just needed this. Oh, I see. Well, I'm glad to see that you're happy. There was a little break during this conversation, and I knew it was the time to ask. As I saw, you were worried. Can I help you with it? I don't know. Viola, or did I say Viola? I think I already asked myself that second to last episode. I'll say Viola, since I say Pioneer. Viola has noticed that you... my bad. Viola has noticed that you would need help in stocking taking after lunch, and I haven't decided yet who I should choose for this. I'm not that bossy as others think of me. Yeah, that is true, you're really not. Olga route. I'm all for it. I was overflowed, so I knew I should make the step. Well, if no one else wants to do it, leave it to me. Are you sure? I don't know if I can trust you. Why that? Well, Slavia has a lot of stuff to do, and I don't think anyone else would be a volunteer to help in this. Okay, you convinced me. But before that, Viola needs a break to eat something. Now go to the infirmary and stay there during lunchtime. Why would I need to be there? Wouldn't it be easier to lock the door? You never know what will happen in the next moment. I don't take the risk to leave the pioneers without medical help, so I'd rather send you, the stranger, who has no idea about medicine there. But I've never learned anything related to this. That's not a problem. Now go. Game logic. Isn't it a problem? What kind of leader is she who lets an inexperienced pioneer to run a medical point? I admitted that I was dramatizing it, because it was rare to meet with broken bones. Anyone could give a band-aid or a painkiller. Well, I guess. To finish the conversation, I saluted to her. Yes, miss. Her voice showed the harshness, my bad, but a smile told the calmness. I scratched my head in confusion, because I didn't understand the contradictory signs. Nothing else to left. I went to take the role of the doctor. I took my steps slowly, because I analyzed the camp leader in my head. I don't have a certain opinion about Olga. She could have two faces, or her kindness is a chained personality. Yeah, that's probably it. If the first case is right, then she can change her behavior anytime and anywhere she wants, making herself unpredictable. It wouldn't be funny if she was like a bobby trap. What is a bobby trap? If the second case is the real one, then maybe she would like to be a wise and lovely person, but the leadership and the discipline don't allow her to let the control out of her hands. But it's right that someone should observe the pioneers to take action when it's the duty. While I was trying to visualize both of the cases, I found myself at the door of the infirmary. I had no time to waste, so I knocked the door, then I entered. Viola was just doing administrational stuff, as there was a lot of sheets on her desk. A few moments later, she interrupted it. Then she turned to me. Oh, Semyon, how can I help you? She always said pioneer, that was the funny thing about her. I'm the camp leader's temporary helping hand today. I'm here to check the post during lunch. The post? I guess the creator means this place. Right, thank you for helping. I will be back in 30 minutes. I see. She left the building slowly, while she was checking her pockets, looking for her keys. There were a few unpacked boxes in a corner, and an extra white gown in the wardrobe. I was a bit excited, so I took it to play the doctor. It was just an impulse, nothing more. I was alone, and the ticking of the clock was annoying. To make myself useful, I looked for something to read. I found a small booklet about first aid, and I started to read it. It wasn't a shame to get extra knowledge, and as Olga had said, you never know what will happen in the next moment. I was investigating the pictures, and I was trying to imagine the moves. Huh. I wonder, will this now be like, just like Everlasting Summer? Everybody comes around and you get points for if you do the right or the wrong thing? Maybe. Many minutes later, someone joined the party. Shuri came with a rigid and bleeding index finger. When he saw me, he was frozen a bit. Hi, Semyon. Where's the doctor? I'm her deputy now. As I see, you need a band-aid. Some stuff are hard to cut, and I hit my finger. We don't have a first aid kit in the clubhouse, although it would be necessary, and we asked for it. You don't have to explain it to me, I'm not a judge. I took some stuff to stop the bleeding, and to cover the wound. He bowed his head to be thankful, and he exited without words. I knew that he was quiet, but this case was out of the edge. I had to find out the reason without my plan was noticed by him. Around 10 minutes had passed until the next patient arrived. To be honest, I didn't expect a second round. Then I didn't turn to the door when I heard the screeching sound. The steps were soft and slow, so it could be anyone who would have liked to surprise me. There were no other sounds to get my attention, so it was quite predictable. Uljana. When the clattering was quite close, I turned so quickly. Then I scared the person behind me, taking a few steps back. Oh, it was Slavia. I thought it was Uljana, because of the sneaking and stuff. To my shock, it was Slavia. Okay. Good thing. You surprised me too, game creator. Not only Semyon. I didn't want to believe it. I hadn't known her as a pranking or a sneaking girl. Whoa! Slavia, what are you doing? She blushed when she got the question. I guess she was embarrassed. I saw that you were reading so deeply, and I didn't want to disturb you. Ah, you're such a sweetie. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm helping to Viola while she's away. I see. Well, what is your problem? I have a headache. I think I've spent too much time outside, and I've got a heat stroke. Just give me a moment. As I remembered, I hadn't seen any pills in the cabinet. I checked the drawer to get some, and I gave one to her. Thank you. It's nothing. By the way, would you mind if I asked what you were reading? It's just a booklet about first aid. No one can see what the future holds for us, and maybe it will be useful one day. She was happy by knowing that I was motivated and helpful stuff. That's what she was, everyone's assistant, and I needed her. Before she left me, she saw me deeply in the eyes. I wasn't able to look away, to say anything, even to take a breath. I was immobilized, like a snake bit me in the arm. Her smile was more wonderful than before. And after her gateway, I stared at the door for many moments. That wasn't worth a sexy voice, I guess. I didn't understand why I had been bound by her. We hadn't talked that much to give her the ability to affect me efficiently. I got rid of those thoughts, and I tried to focus on the graphics. And now Lena, I guess, since I played volleyball with her. No, badminton. Really? Only Slavia? That's strange. I thought, like, now the girls that I had something to do with came. Like, Slavia and, Lena, since I played with them together. But now? Oh well. Oh, by the way, I never realized that. What even in the blue hell is that? What kind of head is that? What kind of alien freakish thing is that? Jesus. Oh well. Viola arrived at the building. She was a bit surprised to see me reading the well-known booklet. She touched me at my left shoulder. As I see, you're interested in healing. Are you planning to become a doctor? No, but I would like to learn and practice everything I've seen in this. Is there any chance to do it? I can share some time after lunch to see how you're doing it. But I have to tell you that I won't be the patient, so you need someone as a partner. I'm going to look for one, and please excuse me, but it's time to fill my stomach. Then enjoy your meal, and don't eat too quickly. I promise, I won't. I felt no coldness, which I had experienced the first time. This camp was like a harmonic community, except the deviant entities. You know who I mean. Yeah, but this didn't make any sense. I feel like the creator once planned a scene with the strange pioneer and then didn't put it in and kind of forgot about it. That's what that feels like, you know? Where does this whole strange pioneer stuff come from? Like, it feels so out of nowhere. When I closed the door, I was still inspired by the booklet. During my tour to the canteen, I watched the other pioneers with mixed expressions on their faces and mixed status by their poses. What? Miku was a bit slow, but she regretted nothing. Uljana's t-shirt smelled a bit from the sweat, but it was expected after a match. Alisa and Shinya were gloomy. Lena was sad as always, and the electric duo were wary. Olga was the only one cheered up person in the whole camp. When I was in, I watched that Slavia was eating before us. She must have something to do, so she needs to hurry. I never knew that if I was right. The new table setting was a bit new for me. Shurik joined to Slavia. Uljana stayed with the football team. Olga chose a seat next to Alisa, and the two bookwork were together. My team was the best in some way with the companion of Electronic and Miku. As we sat on the table, my friend tried to be kind. Ah, good to see you again, Masha. I told you that my name is Miku. Wait a minute, I remember. You introduced yourself with being, but some people call me Masha. What? Whoa, whoops. I kinda skipped that. My bad. Yeah, okay. Calm down. You know that I'm just joking. You don't have to be so angry. During getting the signature at the music club, she hadn't told me that she didn't like this name. True. It's enough, lovers. Let's talk about the afternoon activities. Both of them were confused by hearing me. Why do you? We're not. Oh, okay. It was a bit strong, but your behaviors were so funny. Their looks almost made a hole on my nape. Okay. Should I pray for my life? Electronic bursted into laughter. Are you kidding? I'm not that kind of guy who takes jokes seriously. I hope Miku isn't either. Well, it hurt a bit, but I forgive you. A mouth could lie, but her eyes didn't. I had been in an unknown territory. Back to the topic. After this, I'm going to learn some medical stuff from Viola. I'm so bad with remembering how I pronounce stuff. Really? That's great. If you're interested in it, then do it. I encourage you to act as you want. Electronic is right. If you want to increase your knowledge, then you should focus on it. Anyway, don't forget about your promise. I still have it in my mind. Don't worry. What are you talking about? Did I miss something? Nothing important, my friend. He was still confused, and it was funny to see. In the end of the meal, I released my last words to them. I'm still thinking about who my partner will be to practice the new stuff. I'm sorry, but I have other things to care about. But ask the camp leader about this. Miku nodded. I stood up. And I went to Olga to whisper my question to her ear. She also stood up. Oh, I like how the... You know, I'm not the biggest fan of the walking, but I like how the creator uses the moving of the sprites to visualize the moving of the characters. She went to the door and she made an announcement. Dear pioneers, I need a volunteer who will help Semyon in the infirmary. No one offered the assistance in the task in the first place. How embarrassing. Olga was disappointed by them. She looked around, she closed her eyes, then she pointed into a random direction. Fortunately, her finger found Lena. Lena stood up. And she came to us. All right, as you asked, I chose your partner. I didn't dare to say anything, and Lena also remained silent. To avoid being unpolite, I thanked her for her help. Okay, this is probably a good point to stop. So, that was kinda like embarrassing, but okay. Semyon was not embarrassed by it, so I guess it's okay. I wonder though, that she chose Lena. Does that have something to do that I played badminton with her? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. So, let's see. Oh no, I wanted to end the episode now, didn't I? Yeah, totally forgot about that. So, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next part and see how we go to the infirmary. And yeah, practice some life-saving and aiding with Lena. Yay. And I'll see you then. Bye-bye.